End the stream. Hey guys, it's Mark and Brenda. We're trying this again here today. Mark is in the truck and headed off to work. And we normally do this at the home in the morning before we start our day, but we've had a lot of technical problems, so have no idea if this is even going to work, but we're going to just plow through this and go. So we're not going to make any delay because Mark's short on time because he's heading off to his day job, which is his own business. He's a remodeler and a painter, and so we're going to go forward. I have to control all of the technical stuff here today since Mark's driving and we don't want him to get in an accident. And Mark, if you hit somebody, just end the stream so we don't get in big trouble.
Somebody. The object is not to hit anybody. I can talk and drive. I might not be able to focus on the camera or whatever. So everybody see me. If I trust me, I'm good. I'm good at this. So you just talk to me and I'll respond.
Okay, real quick, and then I'm going to tell you what you're going to talk about. First of all, we have no idea why his name says Funky Chicken, but for some reason it says Funky Chicken on there. So his real name is Mark, and we have no idea why the streaming platform we're using put that, but we're just going to roll with it today. But his real name is Mark. So Mark, you are going to talk today about, let me screen share this and show. So Bitcoin is money that works 24/7, 365, unlike the banking system. Can you kind of talk a little bit about that, just like the beauty of it?
Okay. All right. So I guess how I look at it is I try to keep things pretty simple. So think about it. Markets open and close. They open and close. Let's take the traditional stock market, okay? It opens and closes. It starts at I think 9 Central and ends at 4 Central. Standard time, opens, closes. It's not open for weekends. It's not open for any sort of holidays. So businesses close. What I like about this space, the arena of crypto or whatever you want to call it, we'll call it the arena of Bitcoin. It's worldwide. This isn't about just one place. This is just about kind of changing the way things are being done, and they're trying to be done more efficiently. And what I like about this arena is the fact that it's like a 7-Eleven, all night 7-Eleven. It never closes. You need those Twinkies at 2 in the morning. Bang, it's there for you. So that's what I like about it. I think it keeps things very efficient. It keeps a kind of a steady, we'll call it pressure. So from my aspect, I like that fact that and I think the more ease as time comes, moves forward, where people can on ramp and off ramp onto this system. I think it's going to be kind of neat because it's going to provide access to everybody. Not just here, not just there, not if you make a lot of money or not if you make it will be access to everyone, everywhere, 24/7, 365.
All right, let's move along, and I'm going to talk about the next topic. We're going to make this a little short today just so we can go and get this in. Jim Cramer yesterday. So the whole point of our show and the title of our show is Who Has Lettuce Hands? And in the crypto community, when you sell your Bitcoin, when it goes down just slightly or even at 20%, they say you have lettuce hands, which means you have weak hands because you're kind of scared. And Jim Cramer sold he called it his phony money, paying for real money to pay off his home mortgage. And so now he's getting a lot of flack from the crypto community saying that he's got lettuce hands. And so it's just something that it's something to, let me get back here. It's just something to, it's kind of funny. And we find it interesting that he says that he's got lettuce hands. Not that he has lettuce hands, that he sold his phony money because he just said earlier this week that he demanded that he get paid in Bitcoin. So if he thought it was phony money, then why would he say, hey, pay me phony money? So he's a little contradictory there. Who knows if it's all circus that he's doing, but we'll just kind of see how that rolls. And I want to share one more other thing It's a cute little meme about it. Let me see if I can find it here. Oh, do I have the cute little thing here?
You don't have to talk about me like that.
Yes, here we go. Oh, and so this gentleman here is a funny guy to follow, and he's a big Bitcoin advocate. And he made a cute little meme that says, "Nice job, let his hands." And he goes, "Wrecked. I sold half my Bitcoin stack to pay off my mortgage." So we'll see how that fares for him when Bitcoin goes through the roof in the next 10 years, and how much he could have just gotten a loan against his Bitcoin to pay off his mortgage loan. And then as Bitcoin advances over the next 5 to 10 years, the loan would totally be paid off. But maybe he's too young in the community to understand that he can do that. So we'll see how that goes. All right, we're kind of moving along fast here because Mark is in the van and he is headed off to work, so he doesn't have that much time. So we are going to talk about, Mark, you wanted to talk. I'm going to read it and then you can kind of talk about this. The Miami commissioner wants to let residents pay off taxes in Bitcoin. The new resolution would establish a task force to study crypto in the Miami-Dade public administration. And of course, they would want them to pay off their taxes, their local taxes in Bitcoin, because the city understands that it's going to be a great valuation. And if the city holds Bitcoin, it's going to probably really, really help them out. So do you want to extrapolate on that?
Yeah, I think me personally, I think this tells the world that, especially Miami's a very progressive city, and they see things moving in a certain direction, and Bitcoin is that direction, and it makes, I think it takes cryptocurrency and makes it, I'll use it as a general term. It comes full circle because now they've recognized it, and they recognize its store of value. So if you pay taxes in cryptocurrency and they hold on their books, they know that it's going to hold its value and may be able to do other good things for the city. So I think it's a win-win, and I think and there again, nobody. I'm not a believer in the no tax thing. There are some people in this arena that are like, oh, no tax. You know what? You live in a society. I think there's now. Is it how much? Yeah. Can it be excessive? Absolutely. I just think that it's. I think this certainly. I think this kind of exists when governments recognize that there has to be a plan in place. I think that is a good thing, but it has to be a very gentle hand. So.
Yeah, and Miami is leading as one of the few cities in America, is one of the few cities in America that's leading in crypto adoption and positivity, especially towards Bitcoin. So that's a really good thing. And I've heard that community in Miami is growing huge. There's so much tech moving in that they're saying it's 3 times. Rent has gone up 3 times in home valuation just in Miami because there's so many people moving down there because of the crypto adoption down there. So. All right, so I want to talk about my segment, how to stack your sats, which means your Satoshis, which means your little bit of Bitcoin. Yesterday, I talked about saving on gasoline, and make sure you also get a gas app on your phone. And so that when you go to pay for gas, try to go to Costco. A lot of times Costco, if you have a Costco card, you can get your gas significantly more. Mark didn't believe me when I said I saved 30 cents, and he kept saying, no, you didn't. And then he actually went for the first time and got gas at Costco, even though I've been telling him to go for like a month now. And he finally went, was it yesterday or the day before? And he called me up and he goes, I really did save 30 cents a gallon. And I'm like, what do you think I was lying to you? So get a gas app, put it on your phone. So even if you don't have a Costco near you or you don't want to pay for a Costco membership, start searching around to get gas cheaper, because it's something you can't live without is gasoline. And the second thing is that I want you to start, this is something that it's as Mark calls it, the slow paper cut of death, with little bits of things that you can save on and you don't think it's worth doing. But over time, when you add up all the slow paper cuts of death, think how bad a paper cut hurts, but it doesn't bleed too bad. But if you got 1,000 of them, you'd be bleeding out. So Mark always says, we save on the micro on our budget. Go check all of your utilities and your bank accounts and all your auto payments and make sure that if there's a way for you to get a discount off your bill if you have an auto pay, or if you don't get paper bills come to your home and it's paperless, sometimes you get a discount. And actually with your bank, check your bank, because I'm still old school and I still get all my bank statements sent to the house. And if you go paperless, they won't charge you a fee. And I just saw yesterday, as I was reconciling my bank accounts, I'm like, I'm getting dinged just to get this sent to me. And so if you do that across all your different bank accounts, you might save yourself 10, 15 bucks a month, maybe only 10 bucks a month. Over the course of a year, that's 120. You add that to the gas that I talked about yesterday, you save, if you save 30 cents a gallon. And over time, this is all going to stack up. And I'm going to create an Excel spreadsheet and start showing you guys, as you start stacking all of your savings, you're going to stack your sats, which is your Bitcoin. And so it's about just, now take that $10 or that $5 you would have gotten charged from your bank by getting your bill sent to your home, your statement sent to your home or whatever. And if you go paperless, then invest that 10 bucks, because you're already used to paying for it. So it's just a way to do that. So we're going to slowly help you guys stack your Bitcoin. And so that way you can start, slowly managing your retirement. All right. So
let's save the tree.
And we saved a tree. Yes. For everybody who's very much into environmental.
All about efficiency.
And part of that is the 51 cents, postage. I mean, that's crazy. So anyways, all right. So I am going to screen share something here. We're kind of going fast here because Mark's on his way to work. We're going to have just some job shares. I promised to share you on the pompcryptojobs.com. I just did the search for remote, and I put find jobs, and it came up with tons of jobs, as you can see on the left-hand margin. Blockchain, 46 jobs remote. Engineered, 41 jobs. Marketing, 22 jobs. Finance, 19 jobs. And so I just showed here there's 75 jobs for engineers. The first one listed, CoinList, paying $100,000 to $160,000 a year. So any of you parents listening, or even millennials, the like, everybody's coming out of college. Everybody seems to be going to school to be an engineer. Maybe you can get a job here in the crypto industry and you don't realize it, and everybody's trying to find jobs. And this might be, another avenue for you to start looking if you qualify for what they're looking for. Or if you're thinking about going into college, you might look at these and say, okay, this is where I want to pop out at the end of 4 or 5 years. And start looking here, your junior, senior year of high school, or you parents watching. Look on here on POMP, cryptojobs.com, and start looking what's available for your kids to possibly consider going into for a college degree. And it might be something completely different than what we're thinking of right now. And so it might actually change your trajectory of what college you might want to go into. So what else do we want to cover this? So we did that. I think the only thing left, and we're going to try this, Mark, is I want to show the Robert Breedlove interview from Robert Kiyosaki. Kiyosaki is a big-time guy that's been around for real estate investment. He believes in taking his fiat primarily out of the traditional banking system and invested into gold, silver, real estate. And he's recently, in the past year or so, gotten into the crypto Bitcoin investment because he believes in physical assets to hold your investments in. So I'm going to try to share this. If this doesn't work, and Mark, and we slow down completely, we're just going to end the stream. And then Mark, you ended at your end if we somehow lock up. But let's try to share this, and we're going to see if this works.
Okay.
This is where we got hung up before. So
we get technology gets it wrong.
All right, here we go.
Again, here I am, the layperson, an old guy. And there's 5 new coins coming out. There's ICOs everywhere and all this. Why Bitcoin?
So the real short answer is there's only one analog gold for a reason, right? The value of money is found in its liquidity and its network effects. So for Bitcoin specifically, looking at it again across those 5 properties, first of all, it was first. It was released into the world at a time when no comparative technology existed, right? And because it's just pure information, it's basically infinitely divisible because it can be broken down and recombined at near zero cost. It's infinitely durable because information does not decompose. It's infinitely recognizable because it's like the written word, right? This information is the most easily recognizable thing in the world. It's infinitely portable because it can move at the speed of light across telecommunications channels. And then very importantly, Satoshi combined basically economics and game theory with thermodynamics to make it absolutely scarce. We've never had anything in the world that exhibits absolute scarcity. So even with gold, for instance, if we could flip a switch right now and make everyone in the world mine gold, we could increase the supply very rapidly. So everything physical in the world is a function of our time necessary to produce it. So Bitcoin, for the first time in history, we have a money that you cannot increase the supply of whatsoever. There only will ever be 21 million, and no one can change that. So it's like the three certainties in the world. We used to have death, taxes, and now we have the third, which is 21 million Bitcoin.
All right. Well, I think that actually works. So that's just one way to look at it. So if for some reason Bitcoin goes down this week, don't lose faith in it. If you're not investing in it, just watch it and watch the volatility and say, okay, this is where it went, but then it's going to always pop back up. It always recovers. And it is the phenomenon onto itself as far as the scarcity of it and the asset valuation of it. So I want to go back and I want to show a little bit more of this. So give me a second and see if this is going to work again.
Because it was first, it basically optimized all those properties for holders. So it has zero unexpected inflation. It cannot be confiscated. It cannot be counterfeit. And so there's basically Satoshi left no design space for anyone to come in and disrupt Bitcoin. So again, it's for the same reasons we have one analog gold in the world, we're only likely to have one digital gold.
Anything you want to add to that? Did you hear him?
Yep. Yeah, it kind of makes sense. I just come from a real basic, simple man, simple plan kind of guy. Think about all of what we do in the world today, especially as it translates to the payment system. Just think about, the first time you put your credit card on the internet, and you're like, oh my goodness, and now people do it without thought. In fact, they have places on their websites to hold your credit card. So the world is moving in this fashion, Venmo and PayPal, and we're doing things that we didn't do. Yeah, things that we didn't do. We didn't even
I'm
think
still not
about.
even doing Cash App, and I'm like, what? I don't even know what that is.
Yeah. So I think that's part of this. I think there again, speed, efficiency, and getting it right through the blockchain. Everything is accurate. When you see something that is engineered beautifully, you really can recognize it, and that I'll leave it on that note.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna share a little bit more. I got 2 tiny little clips, and then we're gonna end it so you can get to work and make some money so we can invest some more. All right. Hang on a second.
But before Bitcoin, it was impossible to permanently guarantee a fixed.
Yeah.
If you have more than 20,000 in an IRA or 401k, please heed this urgent.
Supply of anything. You can just allocate more time to produce it.
It was a design of the product.
That's right. So like the harder we try to produce Bitcoin, it's kind of like an ever receding horizon. Like it just becomes harder to obtain, and all that's enforced in its algorithm. So it's it's a very paradigm shifting, not to be cliche, but it's paradigm shifting.
So that just goes back to show the scarcity of it that I talked about earlier this week as one of my words of the day, is that it is every roughly 4 years, there's a halvening. And so we just had one last year, and we'll have one in about 3 more years. And so as the years progress towards the halvening, we'll have that much less crypto Bitcoin that's going to be mined. So it's a real interesting thing. I want to do one more share of this, and I apologize that we're kind of rolling really fast with this, but I really want to make sure we get this in prior to Mark leaving here. And this is his prediction of where it's going to go. Okay, here we go.
You know, we do some internal projections, but I just like to look at it as far as an addressable market, what it's competing for. Just to give you some broad stroke examples here. Gold has almost a $10 trillion market cap today. That figure, it tends to be suppressed, though, because again, central banks own about 20% of the gold supply. They do all types of weird things, like the London Gold Pool and different machinations to keep the price down, because that's how they protect fiat from competition historically. So say gold has around a $10 trillion market cap. And Bitcoin, again, is superior across all properties of money to gold. So I think the first bar for Bitcoin to hit is just an equal market cap to gold. And so it hits that $10 trillion mark, you're looking at around $400,000 to $450,000 per Bitcoin. If you look at global money supply, which this number, there's different perspectives on this number, but global M2 is around 100 trillion, somewhere between 80 and 100 trillion dollars. If Bitcoin did ultimately become this singular global asset or global reserve money, it would be valued at around $5 million per coin. So it is microscopic right now.
So that's just his prediction of where it's going to go. Is he thinks 5 million a coin? We've heard even higher than that. We'll see how it goes. We're entering a new age of investment and protecting of
Wealth.
Of wealth. Yes, I couldn't think of it. Yeah.
Yep, protecting your wealth.
Right. So, anything you want to add before we go off stream?
No, you know what? Maybe somewhere in the link, either today or the next couple days. Just want to remind everyone that the Michael Saylor, Frank Geistra debate about digital gold versus gold with Bitcoin, that is coming up on the 21st. So I believe that is free, and how you access it, I'm not sure. So maybe Brendan can put a link to that. Other than that, there again, I'm a big believer. Ask a lot of questions and keep asking until it satisfies where you're at with Bitcoin and life is good.
All right. I might end up. Hang on a second. I might end up doing a small post about kind of a recap of what we covered this week. So if you're new to Bitcoin and crypto, you can look back on it and then just remind yourself of it. But other than that, I think we're going to get off the stream so that way you can get off to work, Mr. Funky Chicken. And
okay, the Funky Chicken, okay, is going to leave right now. So I'm saying goodbye.
You need to end the stream. Do you know how to end the stream?
It just says X and it says leave.
Okay. All right. Bye, guys. Take care.